Tens of millions of Mexicans have gone to the polls to vote for a new president and Congress. The campaign was dominated by the economy and the war on drugs. Thousands of police and soldiers have been deployed to guard against intimidation by drug cartels at polling booths. Well, joining us from Mexico City is the BBC's Will Grant. And Will, there's a lot at stake in this election. Just talk us through what people are voting for.
Well, I think a lot of people are voting with their pockets, really. This has been a lot about the family income, and certainly the candidates have put that front and centre with their campaigns, particularly the front-runner, Enrique Peña Nieto. At one point, he was using simply the slogan, "You will make more for your job," so really making it very clear that his intention is to make people better off. And I think that's gone down well with a large part of the population who are concerned about the state of the economy. But as you mentioned in your introduction there as well, the drug war is never far away in Mexico, and of course a lot of people want to see an end to the violence, which has already claimed 50,000 lives over the past 6 years.
Now, Mr. Peña Nieto, as you say, he's the front runner. He says that he can bring the PRI, the Institutional Revolutionary Party, into the 21st century, but not everybody believes him.
No, they don't, and that's because they remember that the PRI was mired in corruption for many decades, an authoritarian party, sharing power between them, staying in power. That was the raison d'etre of the PRI. And so a lot of people have that in their memories. And also young people don't want to return to the past. They don't want to go back to a party that was in control for most of the 20th century. So there's been this student movement here that's been very mobile, very loud and colourful, and that's been pushing the left-wing candidate, the former mayor of Mexico City, Andrés Manuel López Obrador. So I think it's likely to come down to between those two candidates. But you're right in identifying the history of the PRI as a very important part of the tale here in Mexico.
And Will, there were fears of intimidation by drug cartels in some areas. Has that been apparent?
It seems to have gone off pretty peacefully, I think. I think this has been a very orderly and calm day of voting across most of Mexico. There are individual events that we've heard about. There are people tweeting about certain things happening in some of the more rural states. But by and large, I think this has gone as well as the electoral authorities and the government could have hoped. Of course, there's still a few hours before the polls are closed, so that comes with that caveat. But by and large, security's been tight, voting's been orderly, and I think Mexicans will be pleased with the way that the election has passed off.
Will Grant, thank you very much for the latest on those elections.